Oh boy. Alrighty. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Alrighty. How's that looking? Hi, your name? What's going on? Ooh, look, a shotgun shell. I'll put this over here. What's up, that guy? Can you cover the camera for Lamar edit? Sure, Neptune. Give me a second. Give me just a second. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Let's see. Where do you get guns? You buy them at the store. You buy them at the store, or you can buy them online. You just can't buy them from me. I don't have my super cool Ninja Star one. So, that's okay. Alrighty. That guy did not hear about a ceasefire. Can you cover the camera? No problem, Neptune. Easton. I didn't make more guns. I just kind of moved them back up while I'm waiting for the stuff to redo the office. To redo the armory. To make it better. Mo better. So, yeah, I imagine that they are. I mean, my ball, they sure are not. Your name, I am from Utah in America. Franco, I am ready for all kinds of different things. I'm ready for tomorrow. I'm ready for dinner and lunch. I'm ready for zombies. Ready for all kinds of things. What's up, Mason? How you doing, buddy? Right? Dinner's always good. Sorry, one of my buddies from my deployment is asking me a question. Captain, it is a Norinco. It's a Type 56. The bullets are amp. I don't know what that means. Your name? Oh, I can show you the mags. Yeah. Nick, thank you. I'm assuming from Germany. So that's a real shotgun shell. Those are real bullets. Those are real bullets. Real bullets. What is my favorite SIG gun? Oh, dude, you had to ask me about SIG. Okay, probably SIG makes a pretty good 9mm AR, and like the 226 are pretty good. I just don't like SIG because of their stance right now with the whole don't carry. Dude, dangerous. Yeah, send me whatever you can. I don't know what I'm allowed to post. I'll need to check that because of what I do, but I will check with like my PA and stuff like that, and if I can, I'll post it. So, Chief, what's going on? Yeah, Captain, it's not. It's a Mossberg 930. Your name. They're a bunch of different types of rolls. I have ball ammo. I have jacketed hollow point. I have what's called frangible. They're just different types. Nick, nope, it's a Mossberg 930. Yes, Captain Dookie. Yes. Billy Tires. Hey, what's going on? Sorry, I'm answered. So one of my buddies is no, your name. No, armor piercing rounds are technically they're illegal. So John Wick, I don't have a 45. I also don't have a CZ. I'm sorry. I don't have a 45, I don't have a CZ. And I don't have a revolver. Oh, speaking of which. Speaking of which. There we go. Yeah. Ordering it is the problem. So ordering AP ammo is where you run into issues. My ball. I do not have a CZ. Joshua, yeah, I can show you the AK. Boom. Oh, here's. There you go. In which country is legal? It's state. It's which states is it legal? Yeah. There's not really a practical purpose for armor piercing ammo. Thank you, Joshua. I like mine. It wasn't always an underfolder. It was pretty beat up, and I've put a lot of work into getting it into the condition it's in. Velocity is definitely very critical. So. You can't get green tip 5.7? So. Yeah. Okay, so for those of you that are new, hey, also everybody that's on the stream right now, I want to ask the chat, because I like interacting with the chat. I'm probably going to scare people away because I say I like to interact with the chat. Hello, Youssef. Something about the United Nations and the world, something. Exactly, Chief. Youssef. Okay, you're going to get shut down if you keep spamming. If you want to say something, you can say something. If you're just going to throw emojis and try to take over the chat, you'll get shut down. Giuseppe, how's it going? The red optics or the AR-15? I'm assuming you're talking about the AR-15. The AR-15. Honestly, I don't know. It's some Amazon optic. It's a 2.5 to 10 by 40, like MPVO knockoff that I got for like $125. It was on sale. It was normally like $250. Dijon. It depends on the gun. Dijon. What do you mean, Kim? Am I Aryan or Sigma? I mean, I'm not Aryan, so I guess I'm Sigma. I'm Alpha. I'm not Bosnia. Sniper. I think he means sniper. Family. Hectic. I run a Glock 19 clone. Joshua, yes, I have an AR-10 right here. You can't see it. It's a little bit hidden. But it is chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor. Okay, crew prods. You get 5 seconds. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Yeah, I'm looking at a couple of different optics. I'm actually going to upgrade the AR-15 optic once I get some ad revenue paid out from YouTube. I'm going to get that Saturn optic that's going to be like the knockoff ACOG. Because I like doing kind of inexpensive stuff. Because I think that's what most people are on a really limited budget. And like, I don't have to be on that limited budget, but I know that a lot of people are. And so I want to do builds and run stuff and test stuff and play with stuff and tell you my experience is just like a regular everyday guy that doesn't get sponsored, that doesn't have stuff sent to him in an effort to try to boost their sales. Like, I want to give it to you guys flat and straight so that then you know, hey, this $135 optic that you can get from somewhere actually isn't bad. Or, hey, dude, there's a $65 optic that really runs well, And no, it doesn't have a name brand. You know, maybe don't run over it with a truck, but if you're out in the woods, if you're hunting, if you're at the range, not gonna lose zero, not gonna battery life is gonna last. You know, crew. I have hunted bears before. Yes, I grew up in Alaska. That's cool, Joshua. What kind of ammo do I run? Hectic. In my 6.5 Creedmoor, I typically run just like white box, inexpensive, like Winchester ammo. In my 9 millimeters, because those are EDCs and those are like for home defense, I run a couple of different types of ammo. Novx is my favorite kind. I do have some Hornady, like defense, critical defense. So it just Pond. Yes, I am in the military. Is that AK behind you Yugo or Serbia? It is Chinese, Dijon. It's a Norinco. No, I get it, Hectic. I'm not saying don't. I am not saying don't. All I'm saying is that there's a lot of people that can't do that. How long does PSA ship FFL items? Angel, are you asking how long it takes? Usually you have a couple of shipping options, and so from there you can kind of select your shipping. I usually go for like not the bottom tier, but the second to the bottom tier, because it's usually only like $3 or $4 more, and you get it within like a week or two. What gun would I recommend? Depends on what you're looking for, Adrian. Depends on what you want to do. Range rovers can be cheap, but never go cheap on duty or defense weapons. No, that's solid. All of my guns are cheap. Do you like Glock? I do like Glocks. Which one do you prefer for self-defense at home? Yasir, I carry a Glock 19. I have 3 handguns that I cycle through. But I also have a Mossberg shotgun. I have an AR-15. So it just kind of depends on what you're most proficient with. I'm more proficient with my AR and my pistols than I am my shotgun right now. And a shotgun isn't a magic wand. I like it, that guy. AM 180. Cool, Joshua. I like it, Slick. Joshua, I am in the Air Force Reserve. True top. A shotgun if you're proficient with it. True top. A shotgun if you're proficient with it. It's not a magic wand. You can't just point and shoot and expect there to not be any collateral damage behind your target or in the room next door. And don't just use birdshot. You have to be really thoughtful about a shotgun. I've learned a lot about this. I've done a lot of testing on it. Yeah, Angel, just go with, like, if I'm a pretty value-driven person, so I don't mind paying for paying a little bit extra for shipping. I'm not going to pay like $35 to get something 2 days earlier if it's still going to take 2 weeks. But if I can pay $15 as opposed to 10, and it makes like it gets maybe 5 days off, then that to me is that's not bad. Share a review about Saiga 308. I've never shot one, Zygum. I've never shot one, so I don't know. Hectic, I agree. Hectic AK builds can be fun. They're really fun, but they can be expensive now. Buy a Desert Eagle. Maybe one day, Dijon. They don't always come perfect, Slick. Sometimes AKs get kind of the shit beat out of them, and you do have to kind of adjust some things. Yeah, Chief is right. What's my favorite gun? My favorite gun of all time is the FN-P90, which I have shot both the single fire and the full auto version. If I could get a full auto P90 with no questions asked, like if I had the budget, like it wasn't a whole big pain in the ass to do it, I would love it. Canics are nice. What's my rank? I am a sergeant. I'm gonna leave it at that. Berettas are good pistols. I should turbocharge one of my guns. I'm not sure what that means, turbocharging one of my guns. Get the TS-12. I'll have to look at that. Being in Australia sucks. I wish I could go hunting with a bolt-action rifle or shotgun. Only bows and compound bows are available, not legal like knife. Joshua, I feel you, but my in-laws have been in, they've been in Catherine for the last year as missionaries. And my father-in-law's wanted to do like a couple of hunts, and he's not allowed to because they're not allowed to use guns, and he's not proficient enough with a bow to really do it. Raul, no, my guns are real. Joshua, I don't have a bow. Hectic. Dude, I'm sorry. That sucks. Have I shot an RPG? I have not shot an RPG. I have shot a 105. I've shot a 105 millimeter cannon, and I have shot a 30 millimeter grenade launcher and a Modus. Favorite shotgun? Ooh, that's a good question. I haven't shot my Mossberg yet, so I don't know if it's going to be my favorite shotgun. But my favorite shotgun of all time, just for the nostalgia of it, is the Spaz 12. Yeah, super long range, a 16-inch barreled AK is probably not the best fit. But if you put the time into it, you have good ammo. If you got a good barrel, then I think you'll be good. Andy, no, I don't think there's going to be a draft. Can you control the recoil accurately with the AK-47? Yes, this one's single fire, so there's not really a whole lot of recoil there. I agree. Showing mercy and compassion is good. I do like Benelli's. Glock for concealed carry. I carry a Glock clone. I carry a PSA dagger. So yeah, I carry like a Glock 19 clone. CKC Blizzard. Yes, 100%. M&Ps are great. Mark 18. I don't own a Mark 18. Andy, no, there's not going to be a draft. What gun would you choose to survive desert, cold, sandy, hot, forestry, weather all together and will still work? Do I need it for like survival and hunting and everything, Lyle? What's it for? What do I think about assault rifles aren't real, mind boggled. But if you mean like an AR style or a semi-automatic, tactical style rifle in 306 or 30-06, if you mean like an H car, I think they're cool. What's opinion on Keltec? Keltec is hit and miss, is my opinion. Holy 140. Yeah. We're at 175. Guys. Dude, hey, we have 175 people. That is a new record for the channel. If half of you that are watching right now, there's 175 of you. There's a half of you hit like. We have 21 likes right now, guys. Can like half of you or all of you try hitting? Never mind, they're gone. We just went from 175 to 94 because I said hit the like button. Everybody that's watching, hitting like is free. It doesn't subscribe you. You don't have to subscribe to the channel. You don't have to donate to the channel. Hitting like, though, does spread the channel. It spreads the stream. And that's really good overall for the channel. Do I like Gunman YouTuber? I don't know that I know Gunman YouTuber. 200 people watching. Guys, that's amazing. Can everybody quickly double tap the screen? Help this stream spread. Help the channel grow. You don't have to subscribe if you don't want to. But if you can double tap the screen or hit like if you're watching from a computer, it throws it into the algorithm. It helps me. It helps other YouTubers. It's super great for us, guys. Feel or react if alien disclosure happened? I would be fine with alien disclosure happen. The universe, anybody, like, I don't think it'd be that big a deal. Like, the universe is huge. And to think that we're the only, like, occupied planet in the entire universe, that's pretty small-minded. So, I think FRTs are pretty cool. I was told by a buddy, if I buy a Glock 26, I can buy a barrel and mag swap to convert it to 10 millimeter. Is that true? I would have to look into that. I don't know. So chamber pressure is a thing. I know that part of that is the barrel in the Glock, but I don't know that you can just do a straight swap. My recommendation is to just have a 10 mil and then have a 9 mil. 550 yards with AK and 8x scope, but it's not really accurate as I thought. No, it probably isn't super accurate, but remember, T and Tran, if you're trying to think tactically, you only need to hit like center of mass size targets. So if you can hit consistently center of mass, dude, do it. Plug in. Yeah, I'm in the Air Force Reserves. Full uniform military out in town at the grocery store. They should be fighting, actually earning their pay. Then they can actually be heroes instead of glorified Boy Scouts. God-seeking atheist. Wow. So you know, some people don't live on base, and like say their kids are sick, they're gonna stop at the grocery store and pick up medicine. Um, that's a really weird thing to say. I don't know what to tell you about that. I don't live on base, and when I am in uniform, like people see me. Like when I stop and get a soda in the morning at the grocery store or the gas station, people are gonna see me in uniform when I wear my uniform. So, like, maybe get over it. Oppo, tell me the truth. I like it. Thank you, Space Gods. I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. If you can, we're getting back and forth. People coming in and out. That is true, Stingrad. Uh, if you guys can keep hitting that like button, that is so amazing. Thank you. Love it. Bex, a 1022 is a great gun. I'm assuming that my best bet then would be to get 26 and white line. I think that's solid. If you want to go, if you don't have a 9mm already, I would maybe look at PSA, especially if you're going to do things like throw an optic on it or upgrade the trigger or anything like that. Look at PSA because then it's just the lower, and like you can modify it from there, and it costs a lot less to start with Palmetto. I have Palmetto stuff. I'm not like a huge Palmetto fanboy. I just like that they're fairly inexpensive, and if you upgrade things, it's a way lower price point to start at. Dolan's. No, that's actually a map of Wuhan, China. That's a tactical pilot chart that I got like 10 years ago from some buddies that were in Intel. It's not a classified map. It's just a really cool old military map that they don't use anymore because everything's GPS now. But it's just a really cool map. I actually give those maps away. I have a couple of them. I give them away when we hit funding goals and goals for the channel. When we get enough donations, that's one of the swag things that I give away. Thank you once again. No, so what you can do is you can buy the PSA lower Stingarda and you can buy the 26 slide for the 9mm. Glock 43X and 9mm. Yeah, I have the PSA. Chief knows. I have the HK 416 is gonna win over the AR-15. Once again, Canics are good. CZs are good. Al Rios, thank you. I appreciate it. Everybody that's liking the stream, everybody that's subscribing, like, thank you, man. Thank you, everybody, for doing that and supporting the channel. Like, it's a huge, huge deal. It helps me. There's lots of people that are small YouTube guys that do guns. I'm a dad, so I don't do just guns, but my live streams, I always have my guns in the background. Abraham's, probably my Marlin Model 60 that's hidden away over here. I've been shooting this gun since I was like 6, so it's at least 30 years old. I'm way older than 36, but there we go. Guys, we're at 228 viewers. That is amazing. Thank you. Taurus is awesome. I carried a Taurus for about 10 years before I switched over to Glock. Favorite gun oh, Jeff, thank you. Appreciate it, Jeff. So, Adrian, I'm in the Air Force Reserve. Dolan, I think Taurus is great. I really do. I think Taurus is amazing. Like, it's low cost, it's reliable, you get good capacity. So God-seeking atheist, you're thinking a little, like, I get it, you think it's weird, but, like, they're still people, they have lives. Like, if they're going, say they're going to go get lunch, say they're going to go do something, like, you don't go change out of like a shirt and tie on the way home if it's, say, a 20-mile drive and you're close to the grocery store. You just go to the grocery store. So, what's my most unique gun? Probably my AR-10. It's chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor, which is kind of unusual for an AR, and it, like, I built it myself, so. What's my favorite challenge coin? So I actually have a challenge coin from a maintenance group down in Las Vegas, and they are in charge of testing on the F-22 because I used to work from the F-22 project, so or program office, and so I've got a really cool one. It looks like a ninja star. That's probably my coolest challenge coin. Yeah, I don't know that I would use. I personally am not a huge. I'm not a huge fan of revolvers for self defense, like carry EDC. Anyways, what's the SBR behind? Yes, Swish. The one with the red is chambered in 9mm. 19X is amazing. Yeah, Taurus 856 is cool. Mark, I don't care that I don't need it. They're mine. They're not hurting anyone. Too many weapons over there. Also, you spelled two wrong, buddy. Love that, yeah. How much does your AR-10 hold? I have a 10-round mag and a 20-round mag. You can also get 25-round mags for my AR-10. Well, for 6.5 Creedmoor, I think it holds like 1 round less because of the way that the casing is. So, have you or anyone on here got the chance to run a P365 fuse? Found one I can pick up for less than 7. I've never run a 365. I know a couple of people that love their 365s. I don't know if it's specifically the fuse version, but I've heard solid things about the 365. So I like your AR scope. Thank you, Mr. Edison. Thank you, Will. Welcome to the channel. I try to do lives a couple times a day, if not every day, just to like get the information out there. I do a lot of goofy stuff on my shorts, but like when I do lives, I try to talk to people and talk to them about my guns or about guns they want to build, give takes. I've been shooting for like 35 years, so I'm pretty familiar with it. I'm kind of an everyday guy. Thank you once again. I love my mustache too. I hope yours can be like mine one day. Okay, Christy wants to see the shotguns up close. So I've got a Winchester Model 120 right here, pump action shotgun. This is an SKB. This is a Japanese shotgun right here. And then this is a Mossberg 930 that I haven't shot yet. I just picked it up last week. So, yeah. There's some military patches and a hatchet. And just some cool stuff. Some letters for my kids when I've been deployed and stuff. Oh, there we go. What's your thoughts on the Gordon's carbine rifle or M4, the 10-inch barrel suppressed? I think if you've got a 10-inch barrel and it's suppressed, Steve, I think that's awesome. Do it. Khalid, I'm more of a Shadow Systems guy. I'm more of a Glock variant guy, so I would say Shadow Systems. Works here in the UK on the Tempest. That's cool, Joshua. That's cool. The Tempest is a pretty cool concept. Yeah, 6.5 Creedmoor is a little bit weird. It's a little bit like it's way lighter than 308, but it has way better ballistics in terms of like flat shooting. It's like a laser. But it's still really cool. Like under like 600-700 yards, you're probably gonna hit whatever you are trying to hit, and it'll have really good ballistic energy. Thank you, Three Stooges. Once again, I'm more than happy. I actually have a bunch of videos on things you can do to train at home. You can go check out some of my shorts. There's lots of training videos. Dry fire is amazing. Joshua, I agree. Muzzle loaders are really fun, and they do draw a lot of attention. There's a lot of, like here where I am, there's a lot of indoor ranges, and that's where I have to shoot. Hi, NorCal Aggie. Way to let your anti-Semitism show. Christy, cool. Thank you, Emmanuel. That is true, Casual. According to SIG, none of these firearms should be carried around in the chamber. Yeah. Christy, yeah, I'm glad you're here. I don't mind that you're 10. I like when young people come to the channel because a lot of young people, the only experience they have with firearms is Fortnite or video games or TV. And the way that those things are, the way that firearms are portrayed, it's just not realistic. And so getting the it's not as bad as you think. You can build one if you have an AR-10 already, or if you want to build one, you can build one for actually pretty inexpensive. You can easily build a 6.5 Creedmoor AR if you want to do that for under 800. Working bum. No, I'm not going to do a desktop. It is a lot of hydration. I like Mantis. I don't use it. I've never paid for it. I've used it once at a buddy's house, and it's cool, but I can kind of do the same thing with dry fire. I don't see where my target goes, but you can also just get laser snap caps. And while it's a pain in the butt to have to reload each time, reload your slide each time, it works and it's a lot cheaper. No, Dolan's, they have put their statement out. They said that any firearm. So that's part of why I'm kind of against SIG right now. I think they build pretty good guns, with the exception of the P320. I think the jury's still out on that. It's just their stance that they've taken. I do not have a 45. Awesome, Steve. Same. YT, Shorings. Yes, I talk about handguns. What do you want to know? Michael, that's cool. That's cool. Take care of them and treat them with respect, and and do good stuff. Red Fink. I don't know where you built yours from. I don't know what you made yours out of. Did you make it out of titanium and gold? So that's awesome, Joshua. Yeah, that's great. I love it. I love it when people have knowledge about firearms, because then they don't just live in ignorance, and they don't just take this idea that firearms are these death machines. Like, firearms can be used for so much good, and they're painted with such disdain. It's truly unfortunate. Love from California. Thank you, Big Worm. I'm sorry that you're stuck in the commie state of California. Yes, John, these are real guns. YT Shorings, I think that it's a pretty good gun. I have lots of people. Gabriel Parker. So what I like about PSA is I like that their mission seems to be to get as many, at least on the surface. Like, their business, so making money is their goal. But on the surface, their message seems to be, let's get a firearm into as many people's hands as possible, and let's do it as affordably as possible. And I respect that, because that's really, like, for a business to take that stance, that's the most pro Second Amendment stance that you can have. Yeah, Michael, you can do something like that. Privet Bogdan. I hope that worked. Privet Bogdan. Algorithm. Cody C. There he is, my algorithm warrior. How are we doing on likes, everybody? Let's see. Oh, man. 63 likes, you guys. Can we get some more likes? That would be awesome. Thank you. I see the 930 SB. Yes. Thank you, Big Worm. Yeah. Golden Goliath, what's going on? Thank you. I wish you guys had a little bit more freedom, too. We made a 2011 pistol with a 5-inch barrel that only takes 15-round mags, and I'm trying to find one like that because full-size grip with 17-round mags. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge 2011 guy, Steve. I like 1911s. It's not that I'm trying to be a fud. It's that I just think 2011s or the double-stack 1911s, I think they're just a little too pricey for what I would want to spend on a 45. And every one is just a little bit fidgety. Like, they're kind of like, they're range guns, but they're like competition guns. I don't know that anyone makes a practical, not like competition-minded 2011. Just like one to have to carry. I don't know, Shorings. I'm not a huge P365 guy. Steven, thank you. Soldier, what's going on, buddy? My dream gun is the Enfield Smalley. But there's, yeah. 308 or 303. My younger brother has an Enfield jungle carbine. Damon, I'm from Utah. in the United States. Michael, I don't doubt that. Reuben, I am current service. I'm in the reserves. What is the easiest construction of a rifle? Probably an AR-15. Thank you, Casual. Oh, I was going to say Casual's in here. Casual has some P365s. Cody, when am I getting the Python? When I have enough money to put one on layaway or to buy one outright. It's like everywhere I've gone, the cheapest I found one for $1,100, but I had to pay for it full price in cash. And I couldn't put that one on layaway. If I did it with credit, it was $1,250, and the regular price on it to put it on layaway was $1,600. So, 17 Delta Cyber Ops. AR's Russian name. I love my Springfield TRP operator Flora. Cool. I live in Washington, sadly, so no ARs or anything. Oh, I understand, Will. My uncle lives in Seattle, and he has an AR, but I know that you're no longer allowed to get them. Just bought a Scar 17. I'm about to take it to an outdoor range. What is the best scope I should get, and what are my options? Band-Aid Man. I don't have a good answer for you. I don't buy expensive scopes. There's people that are going to say Vortex. There's people that are going to say, what is it, Arcan. There's EOTech. It's really what is in your budget and what makes sense for you and how do you want to shoot it. Do you want to shoot really long range with a 308? Do you want it to be more of a reflex battle rifle? Do you want to have flexibility? Do you want to have like a couple different magnifications? So yeah, it just kind of depends on what you're going to do, and then you can go from there. I don't like spending lots of money on glass. I know that there's an advantage to spending lots of money on glass. It's just not my thing. As a 211 when shotgun with a barrel like the 9.5 total. Yeah, Golden, correct. I don't understand it either. Hey, Steven from Kansas. Chief, I like it. You ready for World War III? Always. It's not going to happen, at least not anytime soon, not for at least a year and a half. I don't have an M1 Garand. MCM, what's going on? Favorite pistols in 1911? That's awesome. 1911s are cool. Three in the Black is a little bit expensive. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up to everything. Blah, 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 blah. Sorry, I'm not trying to skip over everybody. I'm just trying to see what is like pertinent. Been tempted to play with the toys at the range. Do it, Jiggy. Do it. Do it. Yes, I do have a Ron Burgundy stash. He's based on my stash. I've never shot an AR chambered in 300 Win Mag. I've shot 300 Win Mag, just not the AR. The Kingdom. Yes, I'm a vet. My grandma was part of the British Expeditionary Force and was one of them. Oh, cool, Joshua. Vortex or Loophole would be a good choice. The Mustache Ride Cucks. Hollow Sun. Hollow Sun is great. I love Hollow Sun. What are your thoughts on the Daniel Defense Mark 18 versus Palmetto version? If you have the money and you want to just cry once, buy the Daniel Defense. If you are budget minded and you don't have a couple grand to spend on a rifle, buy the Palmetto version. That's literally how I feel. The lowers aren't going to matter. The bolt is probably not going to be that different between the two. Your gas or your piston system and your barrels are probably going to be your biggest differences. And for the average shooter, you're probably not going to know. Steven, the one you can afford, the best handgun to buy for self-defense is the one you can afford to buy, to purchase, and get lots of ammo for so that you can go to the range and practice with it. Bushnell's good. Favorite pistol caliber, 5.7 by 28. Oh my goodness. Budget Vortex Viper Series. No, he does not have M1 Grand. I have an LPV on my AR-15. Hello, Alex from France. Just get a red dot magnifier combo. Do you ever make your way up to Logan? I do sometimes, Jacob. I do. 8 to 900, you start getting diminishing returns with glass. I agree, Ratfink. I agree. Expensive, Vortex Razor, Loophole, NFA. Bonjour from France. Hi, Alex. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up with the chat. Do you know who XXX Tentacion is? No, I don't. Get a Trichicon. It's a $5,000 gun. Might as well make that rifle perform the beat. Fair. Fair. World War II buff. Yeah, World War II buff is cool. 300 blackout, and it is not expensive. Yeah, 300 blackout is relatively expensive. It depends on like what income level you're in, but if that's the only gun you have, it's probably not that expensive because that's all you're buying. Glass clarity, yeah, blah, 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 about glass. You pay for your 300 blackout, and how much is the ammo? I don't have a 300 blackout. Building one, like Jay Book is saying, isn't bad. I do not think World War III is coming soon in the sense, like, I don't think it's happening this year. I think the earliest something close to World War III, like a conflict with China, I think that might happen late next year or into 2027. My great-grandfather was a medic. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to catch up with the chat. Good afternoon, the Fabulous Puerto Rico. Thank you. Awesome, Joey. Glad you guys now have it. Of all my Daniel Defense. Yeah, Daniel Defense is a great rifle. Do I like Donald Trump's policies? Some of them. It just depends. I hope they repeal the NFA, but they need to make sure that they do it correctly. Go watch Brandon Herrera's video on that. If you can build a proper Set Me 308, you should do it constantly. 22 push-up video, and I have a question. If someone you care about turns to alcohol to sleep at night and drinks an 18-pack a night, how do I help them before it's too late? Talk to them. You can't force them. Once again, you can't force them. It sucks, but just find out why they, like, what's on their mind. Find out what it is that they're feeling. Talk to someone who's struggling. So, Springfield Hellcats are good. PSA Jackal's good. Gabriel, both. There's a lot of indoor ranges near where I live. It's hard to get out to outdoor ranges as often as I'd like to. Revolutionist, I really hope they repeal the NFA. I just want them to do it right. Will, I think 3D printed guns are awesome. WTF, yes, I'm in the reserves. AB, I would get a 9mm or an AR-15 or a shotgun. I would not get a bolt action rifle for civil unrest. That's awesome, Joshua. Yeah, Michael, I agree. I like lever guns. That's actually, so the goal we have, the financial goal, the donation goal that's up at the top of the chat, everybody, that's for a lever gun for a cowboy gun, and for a revolver. We're doing a Colt Python, which is, I know, more modern than like a typical cowboy revolver, but then we're also doing a lever action 4570. Mike, I don't own a 10mm. I used to. Somebody said something about a shotgun and a hallway clear. Mr. 420, yes and no. It's not a magic wand. You still have to know how to shoot with it. Revolutionist, I don't know. I think Hearing Protection Act is probably going to go into play. I think Short Act is going to go into play. I don't know about full auto right now. For civil unrest, you want to get something, a high-capacity magazine, like an AR-15. Yeah. LPVO versus Red Dot versus ACOG. Batman, depends on what the platform is. Favorite melee weapon for a zombie apocalypse? Probably just a baseball bat. 10 millimeters where it's at. Handgun, 10 millimeters awesome. Trump, LPVO, 10 millimeter. Do you have an SAR-21? No, I do not have an SAR-21. I need advice, OG. I was drunk and got a hood rat pregnant. Do I run away to Mexico or rekindle a relationship with my son when he's 18 to where I have no idea what that is. Someone telling me to get a Trichicon. Like, a Trichicon wishes it was my ex year. Ain't nobody going to fire the first shot. No. Yeah, I think that there's I think people know enough about America, like true civil unrest. I don't think it'll happen the way that people are thinking. Yes, Mr. Duniel. Zombie Outbreak, I am. Favorite gun shop in Utah, please don't say Gallison's Guns. So I like Doug's Shooting Sport, and I like Firearms Pro in Layton. My 300 black is Ruger American, shoots like a dream. 300 blackout, yes. You want a shotgun for the pump action shotgun with a long magazine. Tracy Kramer, that works. Just practice. Guys, so I'm going to say this again. I like shotguns. I have 3 shotguns. I think they're great for home defense if you practice. It's not a magic wand. It's not a, like, don't pull a Joe Biden. It's not a freaking, you can just point and pull the trigger and it does all the work. If you miss with a shotgun, you're going to go through the room. You're going to go through your walls. If you miss with birdshot, it's just going to cause issues. All right? Brandon Herrera is awesome. So if you have a shotgun for home defense, go out and practice with your shotgun. Yes. Thank you, Tracy. Jay Book. Yes, I agree. Demolition Ranch, Kentucky Ballistics, Brandon Herrera, Don Robert, all good. Yes, 100%. Love all of them. I've met Matt Best from Black Rifle. Had a conversation with him, and I've met Batty from Batty Streams. Once again, if he's struggling, my suggestion is that he talks to the first sergeant, talks to the chaplain, and like he needs to talk to somebody. Like it sounds silly, and I know it's not easy to make that happen, but the best thing for your brother is to go talk to someone. Michael, I've looked at a Marlin lever action. Yeah, yep, Mr. 420. That's the Cowboy gun. We're getting a Colt Python 357. Used to live in God's country, Utah. The gun laws here are wild, but so far I've been able to. Yep, AB, I like it. Michael's a Glock 20 Gen 5 with the trig red. I like it. Don't get a pistol light under $30. Streamlight has it. Yes. Is that a Benelli? No, it's a Mossberg 930. Don't just leak that. Do you have a first armored dog tag? No, I do not. Nope. Sorry, W2 fan. These are mine. These are the ones that have been presented to me. It's got my Salvo 12 suppressor. It runs like a dream. Love it, Dylan. Practice, practice, practice. Yes. Trying to guess your map wall. Is that where you were deployed? No, that's China. Tara, that's China. It's Wuhan. It's the China virus city. China. Wuhan, China. I have a KSG bullpup. Like it. Navy revolver worth it? Yes. Do you know how to double load the 12 gauges? No. I don't do the John Wick ultra load thing. Once got in a Call of Duty game with Nico Ortiz. That's cool. Nico Ortiz is cool. Thank you once again. Yes, you're welcome. I don't do tobacco. I don't smoke. I don't dip. I don't do Zen. What's happening, chat? Oh, thank you, Ocean American Bully. Thank you. We're gonna pin that. We had like 200 people on earlier, and now we're down to like 93. We're at 84. We're at 84 likes. If everybody could like the stream, that would be great. It would have been so cool if we'd have gotten, because we had like 200, 250 on here at one point. That would have been cool to get everybody. Yes, these guns are cool. Thank you. I do not have a bazooka. Use a situation like the movie Tremors. I probably wouldn't. I would probably use explosives. I have a Bernanke KO slug for the... Oh, that's cool. Thank you, Tara. Select Armblade 6. I was looking at... Ever heard of it? No, I've never heard of a Select Armblade 6. Thank you, Secret Hacker. I can only imagine, Bully. I can only imagine. Greetings from Idaho. I was born in Idaho. I was born in Rexburg. GR115. I'm very excited to see the Glock AR. I want to buy one. I also want to get the High Point AR. South Washington have a small plane. We'll be flying to a small airship. If anything goes down, won't be fighting. Which would be better to get food? Probably a bolt action rifle. But even better would be like a 308 AR. I know that's not really an option in Washington, but if you're going to be in Washington, you're probably not going to run into too big of a moose. It's going to be deer. It's going to be maybe smaller moose, elk, bears, maybe wolves. 308 should be fine. TTI 12 gauge, do you know where I can get one? I don't. Salam alaikum. I don't know what that said, Hamza. Can you give us an up-close view of those guns? Yes. Thought of binary triggers and FRTs. I think they're cool. Here are some of the guns. Oh, yeah, you sure did, Working Bum. You sure did. For rabid tigers, probably 308. 308 should be fine against a rabid tiger. Coco, what are you doing? Looking to buy your first AK. Zastavas are good. Romanian Wassers are good. Yeah. So here's the deal. AKs are really kind of expensive now. They're not cheap guns anymore. As long as your AK has forged parts, like has a forged front trunnion, a forged bolt, you're probably good. So whether it's a Century Arms, if it's a forged Visca, you're probably good. Viscas are a little bit lower quality, but they're still, you know, if they're forged, they're good. But Zastava and Romanian Wassers are great. OG Omen, I don't know what that means. I mean, I see what you're saying, but that's really stupid. We're going to remove that message. That was dumb. Need handguns. I have 3. Yes, he has a lot of full auto AKs. Yeah, I don't know what that was all about. I've already removed the message. Force reset triggers are nice. I have one and close to full auto. I'm sure they are. Like I've shot full auto, so and I haven't shot FRT. I've shot a bump stock. I've shot a binary trigger. It's not the same, but it's probably the closest that the average user will get. Correct. Do I have melee? I mean, I've got a hatchet up there. I think almost I don't know that I've ever shot anything from FN that isn't good. Homero. Everyday carry, it's going well. We set a record on the channel. We had like 250 people, close to 250 people in. Oh, cool. Thank you, World War II fan. I do not have any thermals. Yes, I've seen that Brandon Herrera finished the AK-50. Correct. AK guy, AK Jesus. Wow, we're all caught up on the chat. That's awesome. So Batman, if you're gonna do any work on a Glock, if you own a Glock or you own Glock pistols or like Glock pistols, if you're gonna replace the triggers, if you're gonna put optics on it, I think starting with something like the PSA is better. Maybe get an OEM barrel. But if you're going to replace the trigger, if you're going to put optics on it, like the slides and the lower, really like go with the lower costing platform is my opinion. Hey James, what's going on? I do have a comped PSA Dagger Micro, which is like a Glock 43X. So kind of. My AK, Secret Tacker. My AK is my favorite gun out of my collection. Probably not. I carry a Benchmade as my EDC knife. But I have lots of knives over here. I actually have another one somewhere. I have a really cool buck knife somewhere. But I have those 4 knives. I have this one. So I got a buck. I've got an old timer buck knife. I've got a, can't remember what that one is. That's a SOG knife. That's a B&B Damascus knife. That's pretty cool. Steve, do it. definitely do it. How much did all what cost? All my knives or all my guns? Kablamo. Well, well, well. They are stabbed into the table. I have a good knife sharpener. I'll sharpen them later. A 32 French long. I don't know what that means, so thank you. All the guns. Just about. What's the entire value of your guns and knives? Well, the value and what I paid are very different. There's probably close to there's three rifles here that if I take their value, I could in theory sell them for about $1,000 each. So, and that's just 3 of my rifles. Car edits, I do. Hello. Okay, Mac 1935. I will have to look into that. That sounds like a fun gun. What is the weirdest caliber I have shot? I don't know. I really don't. 375 H&H Magnum, probably. Yes, Diamondbacks are good ARs. Baylor, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. It's a Glock 19 clone, car edits. What's the biggest gun you've shot? I've shot a 105 millimeter howitzer. No, Jake. It doesn't cost $3,000 for a good AR. It costs $3,000 for a name brand AR. I like it, Big Worm. ATF 5s. Favorite Benchmade model. The only one that I own is this one. Kara. This is the CPM D2. That's the only Benchmade I've ever owned. Is this one. TJ Nelson, I have all the magazine style for French Mac, 1935, 6-shoulder design, fit like a glove. Cool. Diamondbacks are entry-level ARs. And that's fine. There's plenty of people. It's not hard to take an entry-level AR and make it a very good AR and make it a very effective AR. You can replace the barrel in it if you eventually want it to go up. The lower receiver, guess what? The lower receivers in an AR doesn't matter. All it holds is your trigger. That's it. The lower receiver in an AR doesn't matter who makes it. If it's aluminum, if it's milled or forged, okay, it might be made out of 6061 or 7075 aluminum, but that's about it. The lower receiver really doesn't matter. Even the upper receiver, to a degree, doesn't matter. It's more about the bolt carrier group, your buffer system if you have one, your gas system, and your barrel. Big Worm, I have not shot the 930 yet. So, Joshua, unless you're going to build it. If you build it, you can probably build a $1,000 valued AR for close to 5 or 6. I envy my mustache Pertix. I understand. Senseless. I don't play Call of Duty. The barrel, Chief. The barrel. Remember, once the barrel's gone, if you get to the point where you've worn out your barrel, replace your barrel with a good barrel. And then your inexpensive AR is still fairly inexpensive. Big Worm, love it. That's awesome. Car edits, my Benchmade is my EDC knife. It's the DPM D2. CPM D2, sorry. Yeah. Milling out ports in the receiver. Are you talking about like a skeletonized receiver? Yeah, if you want to get a skeletonized lower receiver, then I think that's a little different. We're talking about something different. But I don't know how much I would trust a skeletonized receiver to last, just because I don't know what the frame's made out of. Jacob Jones. Sounds a little ATF fetty, but yes, I agree. 357 is awesome. D, you probably will eventually need to replace the gas tube and the gas system, but your trigger, I don't know how many rounds you'd have to fire to need to replace your hammer in your trigger system, but if you have an armorer's tool, you can get a decent armorer's tool for like $30, maybe even less, and it's not hard to replace the barrel. So, Michael, in theory, any AR you can swap the barrel to change the caliber. Yeah. Hey.
Hey.
How's your room and bathroom coming?
This is coming along. I got most of the clothes off of the floor, so I'm just putting away stuff that I've got.
Okay. I just know that that's what Mom wanted you to get done.
Yeah.
Your grandma has a machine gun. That's awesome. I don't own any body armor or ballistic vests. Sorry. No, that's fair. It's usually a higher quality barrel, higher quality BCG. I have a Barrett 50 cal. How often do you clean your guns? I don't clean them very often. Wish I could add a photo on here of my radical builds for under 1,000. Doc, I have social media. I have Instagram, Facebook, X. You can send a picture. You can also comment on my posts, and I think you can attach pictures in posts to posts. So. Agreed, Chief. 6.8 is the best rifle caliber on the market. I don't know about that. How much is 223.556 going for in your state? Tara, I don't know. I usually buy mine online and have it shipped to my house. That sucks, Joshua. If you want to go with the PSA KS47, you can. My recommendation right now for people is, if you want to get into the AK-47 world, is to try to find a deal on an import, because the domestic AKs will always be here. I mean, Doc, like, that's true, but you can only shoot it out of the spear, and like, civilians can't even get the actual military hybrid round right now, to my knowledge. And so it's... Thank you, Doc. Appreciate it. I don't know what gun laws are in Montenegro. Michael, it can, depending on the ammo. What kind of dog do I have? I have an American Standard Poodle, and I have an F1 Labradoodle. Batman, I agree. Galil over AK every day. Car edits, it would be an AR-15. Golden, I very seldom hunt anymore. It's not that I don't like hunting, it's that I don't like hunting in Utah. It's a whole convoluted, stupid process, and I don't really like it. California teen, what's going on, buddy? Favorite handgun. Favorite handgun is the Alien Luago. I like that, Michael. Solid choice. I would love to own an Alien Luago. They're just really, really expensive. That's fair, Doc. What favorite gun made before 1374? I don't know. I don't know what guns were made. I like guns. I don't know what guns were made before the year 1374. Do I think we will all go to war? No, I don't. Blunderbuss is pretty cool. The guy that made the Galil's name was Balashnikov. I like it. Seems like 5.7. I'm surprised that SW 5.7 wasn't on the list. Maybe next challenge. Maybe. I want to get a 5.7. I don't know what the Bizon is. I think I know what it is, but I'm gonna say SMG 45 just because 45 is cool. I love the MP5. Sure, Doc, go for it. SKS or M1 carbine. What do you mean with what Trump stuff? Like with the... Well, so here's the thing, Doc. It's almost impossible to get an MP7, so I don't think the Chris Vector is overrated because you can at least get a single fire version of it. No, agreed, Batman. I'm just saying that's my favorite handgun. I think that it's just a really cool handgun. Okay, the war and attacks going on. So we bombed Iran's nuclear facilities, and then they shot back at us, and we shot all their missiles down except for like 2, and they did a little bit of damage, but nobody was hurt to my knowledge, and they haven't shot back. And now they're approaching potentially a ceasefire with Israel. So I'm going to say that's a good thing. Okay, with that round, that's like the round magazine, right? Michael, they're definitely regulated. If I could own both. If I could own both, I'd probably still go with the Chris Vector, especially if I could get the full auto version, because the ammo for the MP7 is just, it's cool, but like if I could get a full auto version of either one, 45 is more readily available, and if I already have an AR, then I would just go with that, or I would go with a P90. Golden, build one. Build an AR. I guarantee if you find the parts, you can build a 6.5 Creedmoor AR for under that. Colt, Perdix. Shout out to California Teen. He's a young man out in California. He does like some synth beat stuff. If you guys like that kind of music, go check it out on Spotify, guys. I like FN. I really like FN. Yeah. FN makes solid stuff. Have you seen the video where a guy tested $10 Amazon knife versus a Benchmade bug out and the Amazon knife was sharper and won? I've not seen that. Car edits. If it's just to test like out the box sharpness, I have seen Amazon knives be very sharp, but I don't know what else was tested. I'd have to watch a video to see it. I've seen a lot of things get tested against name brand stuff, so that's cool. Definitely the MP5, Batman. The Thompson is kind of a cool nostalgia gun, but I've shot one before. They have terrible recoil. They don't have a very high rate of fire. They're a pain in the ass to clean and take care of and to maintain. The MP5, hands down. Yes, Chief, I agree. I hear that, Doc. I hear that. Big Worm. CMMG, the Banshee is amazing. That's kind of what mine's supposed to be, like a Banshee clone, except it doesn't have the radial delay. That's pretty cool, Car Edits. I'd have to check it out. I don't own a High Point, but when we get to 10,000 subscribers, I'm giving away. I'll go buy one, and I'm going to give it away. That guy. Yes, that's how I know what the ATF is going to do next. Watch. Is the ATF going to do away with the NFA? Oh, it says yes. Just a second. Oh, there we go. Very doubtful. That's how the ATF makes decisions. It's like, should we make it easier to own fully automatic guns? Oh, can't have that. There we go. No, sorry guys. I suppose you could use it as a brace if you wanted to, Austin. I don't know. I'm not in Ohio. Yeah, I'm really hoping that that the Hearing Protection Act passes and that the short bill passes. I think that'll be really good. I think that no. I think once the suppressors get removed from the NFA, I actually think we're going to see an uptick in availability in a lot of ammo. What BCG would you recommend for an AR? If you're asking me about manufacturers, I don't know a lot about manufacturers of BCGs. I know nickel boron is a good way to go. I wouldn't go stainless. You want to go something that's forged. I just don't know enough about like different manufacturers and the different benefits of upgraded BCGs because I have just regular BCGs. I don't personally shoot enough that I think having the upgraded BCG would make a difference. Thank you, Doc. Appreciate it. I'm in Utah. I'm in Utah, just like the name says. Thank you, Big Worm. Thank you, Chief. Michael, yes. Batman, yes. I agree with that. Yep. Thank you. No, you're good, dude. I am not a practicing Mormon. I grew up Mormon, but I'm not a practicing Mormon. You want to eat a real cheeseburger? I can give you a recipe for a real cheeseburger, bud. If you want to make it yourself, I can give you a recipe. "10-inch AR-10, guys? I think it depends on what caliber the AR-10 is. I've not shot an old Sten. AK-47. They do make AKs in 308, and they also make them in 5.56. You're good, Tactical. You're not the first person to ask. I get asked a lot. Are you asking me would I rather have or take, Samuel? What's my favorite from PSA? So I only own the daggers. I only own the daggers from PSA, but I've been very impressed with them. I've done upgrades to them because I didn't really like the triggers, but I've shot Glocks and I don't like their OEM triggers either. So I upgraded the triggers on my PSA daggers, and they've been great. If you're going to use horse meat, I don't know how it's going to taste. I've had horse. I just think horse tastes a little different than beef. Just use salt and pepper and garlic powder. And smash the meat really, really thin on a flat top, on like a frying pan or cast iron. Smash the meat really thin, salt, pepper, and garlic powder. That's it. Then throw on whatever kind of cheese you want. Yeah, I like the micro dagger a lot. I have not shot the AR-500. USPSA shooting. I haven't. I've been told that it's not hard to get into. I just haven't. I don't know. I don't know that that I'm good enough. Yukon. I work from home, dude. I do not have a job like you. I answer emails. Oh, you like the dagger trigger? Dude, I got some if you have Glocks and you want to swap out for dagger triggers. And give away some dagger triggers. Some people like them. I don't. I went with TF Tactical triggers. So, have you tested? I have not tested the shotgun yet. We had a very busy weekend. PSA AK-9, yeah, definitely worth it. Not a huge fan of ARs if you shoot a lot, but think they are fine for... Yeah. The Elfman triggers are the way to go. I don't know, I really like... I know, dude, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I like going out and doing stuff with my hands, but it does allow me the flexibility to just do live streams pretty much whenever I want. I don't have a 22 Hornet. I don't think I've even shot 22 Hornet. Open or closed emitter red dot? Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. I've never thought that much about it. Yukon, what are your thoughts? Open or closed emitter red dot, buddy? John Ross, do you plan on putting a can on your 5.56 at any point? If you're gonna put a suppressor on your 5.56, you might want to consider something that's suppressor compatible. Gabriel, shoot me an email and I'll send you some triggers. Surefire SoCal muzzle brake. The views dropped. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. We've been going for almost an hour and a half. It's like we started really, really high, and we were high for about 20 minutes. So I'll take it. Get a 2200 for pheasant hunting. Okay. I'm used to just shotgun pheasant hunting. Corey, what's going on? Can you hit the gritty? I don't know what that means. Pertix. Or learn how to thread your own barrels. Red or green dot. Whichever costs less. It's the name of the channel at gmail.com. I think it depends. Two-stroke. I think it depends on what your goal is. If you want to simulate full auto, then you're better with the FTR. If you are only interested in doing single fire, then a hard trigger reset makes sense. I do not have any OTF knives. Owen, what's going on? Thoughts on Tavor versus Og versus Hellion? They don't make the Hellion anymore. I would say the Tavor is more reliable than the Og. Pertix, no. Not going to do that. So. I don't think I have any collectible, like old classic collectible coins. I just have my challenge coins that I've been issued. Not issued, that I've been awarded, given, presented, however, whatever. You know where they do the thing and somebody slips it to you? Tactical, yes, I'm still in the Air Force Reserves, buddy. Ugh. Thank you, Tactical. You can do it yourself. If you have an 80% lower, they make kits that you can do it yourself. I don't fly airplanes. I fly a desk. I'm not cool enough to fly airplanes. No, Corey, you're good. I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant. I didn't take any offense to it, dude. Tactical. Do you mean tactical civilian? Or civilian tactical? I don't know. I've never seen buckshot full of flour turned out to be super deadly. I don't think I've seen that. No. I do cyber operations. I mean, like, I've deployed and I've done forward operating stuff where I've had to man like a satellite or like an encrypted system to provide certain types of communication capabilities so that we can do certain things. No, I'm too old to be a pilot now. Does the desk have guided missiles? I've flown desks where we've done stuff that has resulted in missiles going places. Terra, yeah, that's binary. Like I said, I'm a cyber guy. I'm a nerd, and this is the names of my family in octet binary. It's the name of my wife and kids. Yeah, if you're gonna fight a war, you better do it like from a nice hotel with cold beer and good restaurants. Yeah, I'll check it out, car edits. I'll check it out. See, like, there's people that go and do like really, really in-depth hacking, but hacking is a very broad statement. Like if you engage in any type of like social engineering to get into somebody else's system, that's hacking. If you build a script and somebody runs the script on their system and it gives you access, that's hacking. I like 9mm, 5.7, and 5.56. That's right, Batman. That's right. Corey, thank you. I know. Like when you see a movie and they're like, and there's like all kinds of shit flying at the screen. That's not what hacking looks like. If you want to see what hacking looks like, I have a video where I do a throughput test difference that I was testing for security on some wireless access points on my channel, because that's something that I've done. And I showed the difference between like a Ubiquiti wireless access point and a Nighthawk wireless access point doing what's called a perf 3 test between two 2 MacBooks. That's what hacking looks like. In fact, I will show it to you real quick. You guys are going to think this is so dumb. Oh, man. Videos. Oldest. Here. Ready? Toyota, Nissan, Hyundai. There. That's what hacking actually looks like. What I was doing was I was testing the throughput, but I was also doing a DDoS attack to see how long the system would be able to handle the continuous looping. Car edits, yes. Switches are illegal in all 50 states. Whether or not people have them, so there you go. Isn't that super exciting? Wasn't that like so exciting? There we go. Literally, that's what hacking looks like. No, I can't recover. I can't recover your Discord account. Yeah, right? It was like the greatest action movie hacking scene where like there weren't any graphics and everything coming at it, and like the firewall showing the fire and the flames. Whenever I see stuff like that, I'm just like, man, that defense contractor, whoever. If I'd never joined the Air Force, what would your job be? So before I joined the Air Force, I actually wanted to be a marine biologist. Like one of my favorite hobbies is studying the ocean, specifically studying like behaviors and patterns of sharks and eating habits and life cycles of sharks. I love sharks. That's my favorite animal. So, do you have an AR-57? I don't have an AR-57. Hollywood movie computers are the best. Yeah, I've gone swimming like open in the ocean with black tip reef sharks. I've got a video of it. I've got a long form video and a short of it on my YouTube channel. Shark fin soup is good. I like to eat sharks as well. So yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff. Should I get an AR-57? Have I seen the glass octopus? Probably no. Should I get an AR-57? If you can afford one, you want to get one, go for it. Do you want one? I have a Glock 19 clone, Big. I have a Glock 19 clone. Yeah, this was right by the beach, Chief. I didn't know that, but that's funny. Yeah, even like my wife and kids, like we've been to Hawaii a couple times and we like swimming, but they get a little weird when we start getting over water that's deeper than like 15 feet. It just starts to feel a little weird. Yes, it does count. Swimming with sharks counts. I used to ski a lot when I lived in Alaska. I haven't skied since I've lived here in Utah. It's just something, like, my kids aren't interested in it, and my wife can't do it, so we try to only do activities that, like, that we can all do together. Yeah. Should get a drum mag for my handguns. I don't want to do that. Maybe one day I'll do it, but, like, right now, it's just not interesting to me. When you are loading your guns, are you loading a full amount of bullets? You do. Oh, I load my my mags all the way. Yes, I grew up in Alaska. Stroke. I grew up in the wild wilderness of Alaska. Don't need a jammer. There's a cove in Cancun where they give you an old school dome helmet and you get to walk at the bottom of the bay surrounded by dolphins. Oh, that's cool, Batman. Maybe a red dot for them. I do have a red dot for 2 of my pistols. Yes, car edits, it is. We like to go fishing. We go fishing up in Alaska like every other year. We try to do like a fun family trip every year, sometimes for Christmas, sometimes in the summer. Dolphins get excited very easily. Yes, Chief. I think it depends on the platform. Stroke. I think it depends on the platform. I would not want to shoot like my AK. I know that traditionally it's supposed to have open sights, and I'm fine with that. But I think it kind of sucks on my AK. I would love to put like an MP5 style barrel sight on it. I think on an AR having a set of peep sights makes great sense. That's cool, Pertix. Least favorite gun to shoot. The gun that I have shot that I like shooting the least is a tie between a 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum and a Derringer in .45 Colt. I don't mind 44. 44 is not too bad to me. Halibut? Yeah, I have a freezer full of halibut right now. I got a freezer full of it upstairs. Car edits. I think people should learn on iron sights, but I think moving to an optic is more effective. Sea snake parasites that bite off limbs. I didn't know they bit off limbs. I don't know. I have shot a desert eagle. It's cool. It's got a cool factor to it, but after like 3 or 4 rounds, you're kind of like, okay. I know that sounds terrible, but that's the reality of it. You're just like, eh. What's my favorite gun to shoot? My AR-9. My AR-9 is my favorite gun to shoot. Yes, I've eaten bear lots of times. Bear makes really good sausage. Because for whatever reason, bear, the meat tastes kind of like pork.
I'm just wondering, am I doing this right when you get in?
Yeah. Yeah, on the top one.
Okay, I'll do the other one.
Sorry,
I sent you a couple messages.
Oh, wait.
That took.
Yeah, that should be good.
I sent you a couple messages saying that, like, I couldn't find the...
Oh, it was out in the garage, right?
Yeah, I found it eventually.
Okay. I have shot the P90 and the PS90 stroke. Thank you, buddy.
So, like, when I do put it in, I go... When I put it in, like, the case, I put it, like, right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
That should work just fine. The largest cartridge I've ever shot? Well, technically, a 105 howitzer comes in a cartridge, so I've shot a 105 howitzer. You do have to cook bear all the way through. It's just like pork. You have to cook pork all the way through. I don't know. I've never had an issue with eating bear meat. Yeah, I used to have a 338 Winchester Magnum rifle. Agreed, Chief. It's the largest cartridge in a rifle. 50 BMG. I'm not going to count a grenade launcher because a grenade launcher is not a rifle. 50 BMG is the largest cartridge in a rifle I've shot. What's the largest shoulder-fired weapon I've shot? I guess technically then it would be 30 millimeter grenade. Elk meat's really good. Do you like your chicken medium rare? Yeah, maybe don't do that, bud. I don't hunt big game very much anymore. No. I don't live anywhere where there's like really big game. I mean, there's moose here in Utah and in Idaho, but to get a tag for moose in Utah or Idaho is really, really rare. And I've hunted big game up in Alaska, so. Hunting in Utah kind of sucks. At least, you know, bigger game hunting. Fowl hunting in Utah isn't too bad, but I still like doing it more in Idaho or in Alaska. Actually, what I want to do is I want to go down to Texas with some of my buddies, and I want to hunt. I want to hunt the wild boar down in Texas. So. I mean, so it's different because we have the Salt Lake right here. So there's a huge population center right here by the Salt Lake on the Wasatch Front, and you can't really hunt varmints in the area. So you kind of have to go out a ways to find varmints to hunt, and a lot of times that's all farmland that's owned by somebody now. So there isn't really there actually isn't real super great varmint hunting in Utah. If you go south of where I am, then you start to run into some places where you can do better hunting. Thank you, Tactical. Appreciate it, bud. Because they always follow the safety. Yes, car edits. Go for it. Was my mafia boss neighbor invite me to shoot this big international accuracy thing? That's crazy, Pertix. What's going on? Sorry, I'm getting some messages. I need to check them out. Yeah, it's not that you can't do it. It's that where I would have to travel. I would have to travel close to 2 or 3 hours away to make it worth my while, and that just isn't what I'm. It's not worth it to just do a little bit of little teeny shooting. Hey Mason, welcome back. So. Me too, Pertix. Me too. So, yes, Big. My AR right here has a laser light combo.
Can you help me put it into the case thing?
Yeah.
Here's the scissors in case I did too much. Just not staying put for me. I think it's getting tangled up. I can take care of the bottom one.
That's right.
Did I do too much?
It's not that you did too much, it's that, why is it being done this way? Why didn't you,
I didn't know how to twist it.
you just twist it?
It wouldn't twist.
Okay, you know what? Don't worry about the edging. I don't want to mess with this right now. Don't cut it. Don't waste it.
I know.
We're just going to have to get a new edger because I'm not going to mess with that right now. That's way, I don't know why that's so complicated right now and I don't want to mess with it.
I'll just work on the packet then.
Thank you. Austin Curtis, probably budget. I think an all metal Glock could be good. Mason, Glocks are fun. Why did the handgun break up with the rifle? Because it felt like it was being overshadowed, always in a long distance relationship. That's pretty good, Cardits. Have you picked out specific guns for each family member? Yes, we do have. Everybody has an assigned firearm. Thank you, Meryl. And thank you, everybody, for sticking around. We've been going for almost 2 hours. I think I'm going to go ahead and call it because I need to go help fix whatever that situation is. So, I appreciate everybody who's new subscribers, everybody that's stuck around. Hey, Dick Cheese, what's going on? No, Big. Not necessarily. If you want to continue to support the channel, maybe look at getting a membership. I think the entry-level membership is only like $3 if you want to do that. We also have a Venmo for the channel. You can donate on towards the goals. If you want to help the channel out, right now we're working on funding the Cowboy guns, so the Python 357 and the lever action 4570. If that's something you want to see, if you want a chance at winning a 6-pack of Rippets and some stickers, if you want a chance at winning the High Point, or if you want a chance at winning some of these t-shirts, a Below Average Utah Dad t-shirt and some other cool swag, definitely donate. It only takes $1. That's not how many entries you get. The way that we do things here, it's when we get to our goal, whoever the person is that donates, doesn't matter what the dollar amount is, that gets us to our goal, that's the person that wins. So everyone has an equal chance at winning, whether you donate $1 or $20 or $50. Doesn't matter how much you donate, it's worth one opportunity. So if we're close, then you have that chance to win. So, I understand, Batman. So yeah, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for all the new subscribers. Thanks for everybody that liked the stream. Go check out some of my other videos. That's another way you can share the videos from the shorts and everything, and help them go viral. Then you don't have to donate any money. You don't have to anyways, but then YouTube pays for it. So if you want to help. I always appreciate all the help. I appreciate everybody being here. And thanks for sticking around. You guys stay zesty. Always carry every day. Always carry the round in the chamber. And yeah, we'll see you later today.